Hello and welcome to the Best Football Show. I'm Brian Baldinger. I'm your host. I'm here basically every day, breaking all these games down. Week 13 in the books. We're going to get to the Monday night game right here. I'm in my third floor office, NFL Films. Got screens all over the place. All kinds of stats coming out from week 13 here. We're kind of combing them, looking at them. But anyways, you can find me at Baldy NFL on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok. I'm all over. And you can find this daily football show, the Best Football Show, wherever you can download your free Odyssey app. We'd like for you to like it and subscribe to it and really make it part of your daily habit, because all I do is watch these games and then just tell you what I see in very simple terms. My thing that people know me for is Baldy's breakdowns. I watch every game. And I try to give as much credit to as many different players when it's appropriate, and then also, coach some poor techniques and decisions up. And we're going to get to it because last night was a highly entertaining game. I think everybody – I kind of do some stuff in Denver for the All City Network, and I'm on TV there in Denver every week. And so I've watched every Bo Nix game. And I got to tell you, like last night you saw a terrific game from him. Terrific game. But the first 2 weeks of the season, he couldn't get the ball to a wide receiver. Like there was no chemistry, timing, inaccuracy. You wondered, like, what's he going to become? Now it's bombs away. 93 yards, Marvin Mims reads the inverted cover 2 coverage, beats Denzel Ward with a throw. You're watching one throw after another to Cortland Sutton, stick throws. It's something to see. It's really something. It's a credit when you get a really great coach in Sean Payton, a really great student with talent in Bo Nix, and then you just maximize everything around him. You see Jaleel McLaughlin yesterday really take a stranglehold on the running back position, have his best game as a pro, straight out of Youngstown State. But really the plays that were made last night were on defense, on both sides. It started, when you look at Nick Bonito, who got his 11th sack last night. I think he's second in the league. I got to check it today, but I think he's second in the league with 11 sacks. He's not just a rising star. He's arrived. And then the pick 6, because he's more than just a pass rusher. Like he's an outside linebacker. He's in a curl flat right there. He makes a great read on a ball to Jordan Atkins, the tight end, pick 6. And then one of my favorite players in the whole league is the slot defender for the Denver Broncos, and that's Laquan. Laquan is McMillan, and he's an unbelievable player. Has been, undrafted player, free agent last year, nailed down the slot corner position. Gets a pick 6, his second interception. Last year he was a takeaway machine. He's part of the secondary. They played without Riley Moss last night, and that's a big loss. Levi Wallace, they kind of went after him and some other guys, but they're very good. They're a good defense. But, really, I guess the other story is just Jameis, because Jameis can throw for 400 yards like he did, and Jerry Jeudy can go up and down the field, and they can throw a pick 6 and come right down the field and score a touchdown. But, the MO on Jameis is he's gonna throw some to both teams. We call him a double agent. And look, you can't utter a disparaging word about Jameis Winston as a person. He is a great person. He's a great leader. He does everything that you're supposed to do. Studies, prepares, leads, committed, all of it. He's a double agent. He'll throw him to Jerry Jeudy. He'll go up and down the field, stack up big yards, make the right reads, and then he'll throw some to the other team. And it has followed Jameis around wherever he's been now. It's started in Tampa, it went to New Orleans. Here he is doing the same thing right now in Cleveland. And he can look great. And then he'll just make that one error, and you see the anguish in his face. Anyways, Denver, very much alive right now and well. Let me just see something real quick here. I feel like this is a team, when you look at them right now, along with the Chargers, at 8-5 and winners of 3 in a row right now. After they had lost 2 in a row, 8-5, Bo Nix just keeps getting better and better. It's up to 17 touchdown passes on the season. They play. Let's see. They've got Indianapolis at home after a bye week, so they got a bye. Then they get Indy. So, they're ready for their stretch run right now. Their last 4 games. Let's get to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had 16 incompletions on Sunday. None of them were worse than when they were at the 9-yard line on 3rd down, and he threw a pick 6 to Leonard Big Cat Williams. Never saw him. All right, and he threw the pick 6, and Leonard went 92 yards the other way. And instead of it being 28-7, became 21-14. But the play before, Garrett Wilson badly beat the corner in Seattle. And he's got he beat him so bad, it was almost like the guy fell down. And Garrett was all alone in the end zone with a lot of real estate. And Aaron overthrew him. And you're like, this is Aaron Rodgers. He can't do that. You can't miss this throw. Like, that throw should have been 28-7. And the Jets should have gotten their 4th win and still been on the fringe of this playoff thing. And he missed the throw. He missed Garrett Wilson on the opening throw of the game, a go route. He's got the corner beat, overthrows him. But I guess of the 16 incompletions, 7 of them went to Davante Adams. 7. This is Davante Adams. This was the greatest combination in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers to Davante. Like, they couldn't be stopped. They've been together well over a month now. 7 incompletions to Davante. Like, he's diving. He dropped a go route himself, he makes that catch 98 out of 100 times. Drops it. Like, it's just, it's bad football. And nobody wants to disparage, starting with me, nobody wants to disparage a Hall of Fame quarterback and a multiple-time MVP and Super Bowl winner and all that. Nobody. I don't want to do it. I want to do nothing but praise Aaron Rodgers. But you can't. He's just missing too many throws in tight games. You go back to the loss to Denver week 4 in the rain, just miscommunication, missed throws there. And even if you come down to the last drive, they're down, I guess they're down 26-21. Right, 26-21. They get the ball 5.5 minutes ago. They're at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 30. They got 2 timeouts. They've got, this is a gimme. I watched Sam Darnold do it in Minnesota against Arizona on Sunday. Take the team right down the field, score, win the game by a point. You're 1st and 10 at the 30. And with timeouts and at 2 minutes, and all you do is go backwards. And I guess the worst throw was an incompletion over the middle. Well, I don't know what he was doing. Breece Hall's on a check down, Davante's on a cross, and he jumps and he throws, and there's no reason to jump. The pocket's fine, but he's just in a hurry to get rid of the football. And it just looks terrible. You're like, who's he throwing to, and why is he jumping to throw it? It's just, it's not Aaron Rodgers. And here the Jets are. It's just a shame. They should have had that thing. They should have had that game won at halftime, honestly. Let's go to the Chargers, because the Chargers, for much of the season, have been the best defensive football. Now, last week against the Ravens, they ran the ball for 211 yards, and they got eaten up. But last week, against Atlanta, 4 interceptions, a pick 6, an interception to finish the game out. And you look at this Chargers defense, and you go, okay, they've been starting 2 rookie corners. I've talked about it on this show. Tarheeb Still, okay, along with Cam Hart. Now, Cam Hart didn't play on Sunday, so Tarheeb Still, the 5th-round pick out of Maryland, has been their slot defender. And they've lined up basically with Christian Fulton, Cam Hart, a rookie, 5th-round pick, and Tarheeb Still. Now, Hart goes out, so they get the backup in, and Tarheeb goes outside. He plays outside. He gets 2 interceptions. He picked Kirk Cousins clean on a play where, he's carrying the number 1 vertically. But he sees Drake London coming into the hole, and that's where Cousins going. He puts his foot in the ground, he stops and comes back, makes the pick. And then the big play, of course, was 3rd and 5, and Atlanta's looking to play. They're in a bunch formation. They're going to throw to Darnell Mooney coming off the bunch from the inside out. He's going to the sticks, and Tariq's just sitting, cluing the quarterback, cluing Kirk Cousins. Here's this rookie, 5th-round pick, just cluing Kirk Cousins. And he picks him clean, and he takes it to the house. And it was the difference in the game. And then at the very end, Derwin James, got himself an interception. By the way, Kirk Cousins threw an end. I don't even know what he was doing. Like, they're in the red zone. He steps up and climbs the pocket to get away from Bosa and Mack, and he throws this floater in the end zone to Drake London. He never had a chance. I don't know where he was throwing it. Terrible red zone interception. Took points off the board. Could have been a 17-16 game if you just threw an incompletion there, and who knows? Maybe you don't have to score a touchdown to win a game. You kick a field goal to win. Which leads me to Atlanta right now. And I'm doing this game this weekend in Minnesota. Second week in a row I'm going up there. And Atlanta and Kirk Cousins are coming to Minnesota. Now, when the schedule came out, they're like, Kirk Cousins going back to Minnesota. Primetime game. 2 teams competing for division titles, right? I mean, who knows? Maybe Minnesota's tied for first depending on what happens Thursday night in Green Bay between Detroit and Green Bay. So Minnesota will know. I mean, they're 10-2. They'll see. Maybe Detroit is 11-2 after Thursday. Who knows? Doesn't matter. But here's Kirk Cousins coming to Minnesota, coming back home, where he had so much success, and they decide not to sign him, and they go with Sam Darnold and draft, a quarterback. And I'm saying to myself, can you really start Kirk Cousins in this game? I mean, I know you have to. It's his homecoming. He probably still has his home there, right? We watched the Netflix special. But they've lost 3 in a row. They've scored 36 points in these 3-game losing streak. They had the division sewed up. He's thrown 0 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in these 3 games. He's been awful, and he's costing them games. And I'm thinking to myself, Michael Penix is sitting there, and this guy's a bundle of talent. And if you look at Drake May, you look at Caleb, especially since Thomas Brown's taken over, you look at Bo Nix, you look at Jaden Daniels, all these rookie quarterbacks are having success. And you go, is this the time to put Michael Penix Jr. into the lineup? You're 6-6. You've got 5 games to play. Is this the right? I mean, Arthur Blank wants to win this division and go to the playoffs. Like, they lost at home. There's nobody in the stands. I mean, it's terrible. He's not doing what the contract says he's supposed to do right now. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I'm Atlanta right now and I'm trying to win this division, do I stay with Kirk Cousins this week, or do I go to Michael Penix Jr.? I know Michael Penix Jr. I think he's going to be a phenomenal prospect. Now, he hasn't played, and, you got to deal with that. Anyways, the other team that got to 6-6 this weekend is the LA Rams. And, it's interesting because they've struggled mightily. They struggled against New Orleans. It was a dogfight. It was 14-14. But what the Rams did was they got to the red zone 3 times. All right, Kyron Williams, the first time they got down there, they didn't score in the first half. Like, it's 6-0. They're shut out. They're in the third quarter. Kyron Williams runs it in from the 4. That's always the teams, especially if you're in the low red zone, meaning you're inside the 10. You're in the low red zone. I mean, you want to try to run it first. Less chances of turnovers, bad things happening. But Kyron runs for his 11th rushing touchdown. He's a hell of a player. Second one, they're in a twin set to the wide side of the field, and they run basically, just a man beater with Demarcus Robinson just getting leverage on the corner off play action, and Stafford hits him for probably like a 4-yard touchdown. That's the second. And then the go-ahead touchdown was to Puka Nacua, and they had a twin set on the wide side, and they kind of dragged Nacua across the formation, and just literally Stafford catches the ball from the center, Bo Limmer, and just flips a double play out to Nacua, and he picks up 2 blocks from the tight end and from Cooper Kupp. and he takes it into the end zone. And they had 3 red zone chances, and they scored in all 3, and it was the difference in the game. And the Rams get to 6-6. So in that division right now, you've got Seattle at 7-5. You've got Arizona at 6-6, and the Rams at 6-6, and the 49ers at 5-7. And Seattle goes to Arizona this weekend. So maybe Seattle just pulls away and goes 8-5, wins their 4th in a row, and take control of the division. Or if they lose to Arizona, then they're all 7-6, and we'll see what the Rams do, what the 49ers do. But anyways, I mean, Seattle could really take control of the division, but the Rams kept themselves alive with those red zone touchdowns. And not everybody can go 3 for 3 in the red zone in this league. It seems like it's about the hardest thing to do right now. So that's been it for this football show. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow. Still got 3 or 4 more games to study and get through here, and I hope to talk about that with you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. This has been the Best Football Show.